Today, we're undertaking a deep dive into, well, probably the clearest roadmap we have for the future of artificial intelligence. We're talking about the path to AGI.
Exactly. And our goal here isn't to look for some, big Hollywood breakthrough moment.
No, not at all. We're going to trace the five sort of layered stages that are taking AI from a simple assistant to something much, much bigger.
And that structure is everything. What the sources give us is a framework that moves from AI that is purely reactive to systems that can handle strategic governance. It's all about increasing autonomy.
Right, and it's interesting you asked us how this might impact something really specific, like DoD CMMC compliance.
That mandatory security framework.
Exactly. Now, the material is really about the tech roadmap, but we're going to keep that compliance question in the back of our minds because, well, autonomy has massive security implications. Okay, let's unpack this.
So we have to start with stage one, and that's the chatbot.
The AI we all know and interact with constantly.
Right. This is all about linguistic intelligence.
Yeah.
It's great at drafting an email or summarizing a report. But the key thing to remember is it's a human-directed system. It waits for you to ask, and then it reacts.
Okay, so if stage one is all about language fluency, what's the first new capability it needs to move on? Is it just pure logic?
Absolutely. That's stage two, the reasoner. And the leap here is, it's profound.
How so?
Because they stop just retrieving information. They move into logical inference, solving these multi-step abstract problems. The sources say it's like having an advanced academic, like a PhD.
But without needing to Google anything.
Precisely. It's all internal synthesis and judgment.
Yeah.
That makes them incredible for something like complex policy analysis or a really deep engineering design review.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though, because we're about to move from an AI that advises us to an AI that actually operates for us.
And that jump from judgment to action, that's stage three, agents. This is the first taste of real autonomy.
So it's not waiting for a prompt anymore.
Not at all. Agents are AI as operator. They initiate tasks, they execute them on your behalf. Think orchestrating complex workflows. They run continuously.
Okay, so give us a clear example of that. How does that work in practice?
Let's use that security example. An agent could continuously monitor a network. It doesn't wait for a human to find a breach.
Yeah.
It finds the problem. It autonomously starts the patching sequence that compliance requires, and then it just reports back, hey, I fixed this.
All without a single human click.
Exactly. That's the difference between reacting and truly operating.
So if agents are the ones executing the plan, then stage four has to be able to write an entirely new plan. That's the innovator stage.
That's it. This is where AI moves from being a knowledge worker to being a capital creator. They don't just recombine what's already there.
They're making genuinely new stuff.
Genuinely novel solutions.
Yeah.
Intellectual property.
I love that.
Think new algorithms, new material science, completely new business models. They just expand the solution space, They accelerate discovery.
Which brings us to the absolute top. Stage five, the organization. This is AGI at enterprise scale.
Yeah. This system performs the coordinated work of an entire company. It takes the reasoning, the agency, the innovation, but then it adds a critical layer, governance and risk management.
That's huge.
It's massive
Oh.
because it means the organizational AI could, in theory, compress a giant, slow-moving bureaucracy into a hyper-efficient, automated structure. It changes our entire concept of management.
So what does this all mean when you pull it all together?
It's a measured, layered evolution. The path to AGI is just this steady accumulation of capabilities. Start with language, you build logic on top, then you add agency, then creativity, and finally organizational control. Each stage is just the last one, plus a new layer of autonomy.
And as you reflect on this transformation, here's a final thought to mull over. If a stage five organizational AI is handling strategy, resources, and governance, which specific high-stakes security decisions around that CMMC compliance, which ones get delegated entirely to the AI, and which vital points of accountability must remain exclusively human? That's the friction point we're headed toward.